Hello everyone, welcome back to Nebula Wrestling, and we are approaching our Crowning Glory pay-per-view, our first pay-per-view event. So there'll be, I think, 5 titles decided, 5 first champions decided, and in those couple of days between the go-home Meteor and Crowning Glory, we've actually had a couple of new graduates come through. I'm actually in the position now where I'm able to reject people, where we have a full enough roster, and I'm only taking in people who actually have something to offer. So, yeah, I've rejected about 2 or 3 wrestlers, and I've signed 2. So I had a guy come to me, Russell Ryland, 22-year-old white Australian male, 6'7", 304 pounds. So yeah, big guy, and he's got star quality 72, menace 85, some stamina, athleticism, power. So there's some fundamentals there to work with. So he's certainly got more potential than some of my roster already. And you know what? It may well be that I will. I might release some people in time, particularly if we get more and more talented people through. So he's good. Yeah, I gave him the name Hydrabraxus, and he is a proponent of QAnon. I'm not sure if I've said that correctly, but the kind of 4chan conspiracy theory type movement. So I gave him that gimmick. He's a heel. And I got a German guy through called... not with Fredo Santos. Wolfgang Silva. And I've actually kept the name because I quite like it. 21-year-old black German male wrestler, 5'9", 201 pounds. And I just thought he's got some... He's kind of average at a lot. With strong basics and strong toughness and resilience. So I just feel there's enough there for him to actually turn into a good worker. Particularly aerial flashiness. Yeah, he with a little bit of improvement, he could be a very good wrestler. And I've actually given him, I've made him a face, and I've given him a pacifist gimmick. So I put them instantly in a storyline against each other. So the description is, Wolfgang takes umbrage with Hyde's QAnon-inspired conspiracy theories and wants to give him a reality check. Hyde becomes convinced that Wolfgang is a puppet of the Illuminati designed to silence him. So fairly simple. And I've already booked Crowning Glory. Haven't played it yet to see what our ratings are. But we're at 70% matches on this show, which is a lot less than a lot of products pay-per-views. So I've actually filled this with segments, but nothing that is designed to really push along a story. I've got hype segments in, so I haven't put descriptions for this. In my head, they're kind of like a cross between vignettes and like interviews, basically. There's not like too much involved in them. But to be honest, I've slightly cheated the system in that I found what these people are good at and rated them on that in the segment. But I've limited the hype segments to 4 minutes. So hopefully I should be punished for that, even though they wouldn't necessarily coherently make sense. So anyway, first segment is a minor segment. It's just Miyoko Nebula, welcoming the fans to Crowning Glory. First pay-per-view, titles to be decided, and so on and so forth. Second one is a Maya and Mickey James hype. And then we have the match itself. Maya versus Mickey James. 13 minutes. And actually I've had eye candy match, Mickey James to win. I've got a particular reason for that. I think Maya's got a lot about her. And maybe obviously Mickey James is older, but there's a particular reason which I'm probably going to explore next video as to why I'm going with Mickey James for the win. So I'm actually just going to add a road note just to end the feud. So booking that segment. Anyway, so next we've got Grady Kendoll and Yohan Fable, a hype segment, and a Battle Royal Hype 1. This actually does have a description. So making his first appearance, Hyde Abraxas menacingly rants to a concerned-looking Riley Mead about conspiracy theories. Other newbie Wolfgang Silver walks by and tells Riley that Hyde's talking crap. Icarus Hales gives Mead crystals, saying he needs to raise his consciousness. So, and then onto the Meteor title match between Grady Kendoll and Yohan Fable, and that basically has, as you can see, I've got to keep it simple, scripted, because some of these weaker workers, I need to protect them. But Grady Kendoll is going to retain his title. So, he's on a bit of a roll. We've got Storm, EC3 and Doug Williams, a hype segment. Battle Royal Hype 2. And this is with Alex Carlicardi, a.k.a. Linus Finkel, Fidel Quebrada, who's a.k.a. his manager, Cesar Buenavista, Nate Hamilton, Clout, Piranha. So, anyway, so in our promised title match, the first promised title will be champion will be decided, and it will be EC3 pinning his stablemate Doug Williams, who, as we saw last episode, is on a sharp decline and is retiring in less than 3 months. So I'm going to have to really consider his future. James Storm kept strong, because I do want this EC3 James Storm program to carry on. Okay. But actually I think I'm going to end Yohan Fable and Grady Kendoll. There's going to be a lot of storylines ending this pay-per-view. I kind of, a bit like the Attitude Era, I want to have things moving at quite a pace. Some things will carry on, of course, but not Grady Kendoll and Yohan Fable. We've got a Triad title hype segment. Battle Royal Hype 3, and that's between Dante Baltazar, rated on Menace, Wilfredo Santos, not rated, Obadiah Malice selling, Blue Buzzard, Zam Ratso, and Scaramouche, the jobbers, I call them, and they're not rated. So, okay, and then we have our Triad Titles match. The PMU, so that stands for the Pick Me Up, versus High Brain Threshold. So, Ulysses Deus, UltraMantis Black, and Kyra Ramos versus Bruno Mancini, Kyra Kasanova, and Dark Sheik. And this match only goes 5 minutes. Storytelling match. Lots of protection, and keep it simple. Tainted finish. UltraMantis Black will pick up the win for his team High Brain Threshold to become the new Triad champions. Kyra Kasanova will take the pin, and he's going to be attacked by Ulysses Deus' manager Trojan. So, I'm going to end this storyline as well. I think partly I'm ending things as well because a lot of these feuds have been put together on the basis of like new wrestlers coming in and wanting to, not necessarily I just had to put stuff together. So I think maybe, I think things are going to be quite different after the pay-per-view. So Triad feud will end. Okay, so we go into Taryn and Tessa hype, and that obviously leads into the match itself. Now in this match, Tess has been very personal, received a gift from Taryn's daughter, which actually Taryn gave to her daughter, not to give away, which was an emerald ring, and Tessa used that emerald ring to basically pummel Taryn, drawing blood, and kept the bloodstained ring. And in a 10-minute match, storytelling. Terrell actually picked up the surprise win with a quick, clean flash pinfall. And I'm not having that storyline end yet because Tessa's not going to be happy. Another Battle Royal hype segment before the thing itself. And this is more between Vicky Petrozelli, Victor DiBiase, Isabel Brunzell, and Franklin Cialis. After their segment last week, and Vicky and Victor the week before. And so we go into the Battle Royal. It's been 4 hype segments with each different entrant, pretty much. And this is actually a 20-person Battle Royal. I've included women. So we've gone Alex Carlicardi, Blue Buzzard, Cesar Buenavista, Clout, Dante Baltazar, Franklin Cialis, Hyde Abraxas, the newcomer, Icarus Hales, Isabel Brunzell, a woman, Linus Finkel, Nate Hamilton, Obadiah Malice, Piranha, Riley Mead, Scaramouche, Vicky Petrozelli, Victor DiBiase, Wilfredo Santos, and Zan Ratzo. So two women in it, Vicky and Isabel. Mayhem match. Loads of people kept simple. And Hyde Abraxas, our newcomer, will make it to near the end. Dante Baltazar will get the most eliminations. Victor DiBiase will be the final elimination, but the winner will be Isabel Brunzell. So a bit of a surprise, maybe. Intergender battle royal, but mostly men. And one of the women comes out on top. And she will actually be the number 1 contender for the Meteor title, which is interesting. So, yeah. Bit different. Speaking of a bit different, so we've got the Allegro versus Briscoes hype, and that leads into the dual title match. So who will be our first tag team champions, our dual champions? Allegro, which is Joe Hendry, and Quinlan Forte, previously known as MV Young, versus Mark and Jay Briscoe. And we get to it, 14 minutes long, hardcore match, and the match will actually be a draw. It'll end in a double pinfall. So Jay Briscoe and Quinlan Forte will respectively pin Hendry and Mark Briscoe. And yeah, I'm doing something different there, and there's a reason for it, which I'm not going to elaborate on now. But essentially there's confusion over who are the tag champions. Is it the Briscoes? Is it Allegro? I think we'll see a bit more on the next Meteor. I've got a bit of a plan. And then we go into... So we got a hype for Eliza and Zyra versus Estea and Neve Cielo-Fox. Estella and Neve are kind of a bodged together tag team. We've seen interactions between Eliza and Zyra, but there's been tension between them. But Neve, this is just a chance to get Neve on the card. She's actually Yohan Fable's manager, but yeah, here she is in competition herself after Fable's loss earlier on. And it's a 2-minute match. It's actually a bra and panties match, which is very Attitude Era. Not something I personally am fond of, but it's true to the kind of product, really. Eye candy, obviously. And Neve Cielo-Fox will pin Eliza Rue. So, yeah. And that's kind of our, dull, silly match, quiet crowd match before the big main event. So we've got Johnny Gargano and Joe Hennig. There's a hype segment, and then there's a 1-minute segment announcing the next next pay-per-view, which is called the Carnival. So that's unrated on the show. And then we have our Supreme title match. It goes 15 minutes long, and it's a ladder match. And the aim of the match is to steal the show, and Johnny Gargano will be the victor. So Johnny Gargano will be crowned the first ever Nebula Wrestling Supreme Champion. And in the ring, I'm extremely happy with him. In terms of kind of character stuff, performance stuff, he's not great. He's not an absolute top tier guy, but he's the best we've got in the ring at the moment, probably. And I think he's a good all-round package, well known. And he's a good kind of company guy that you would want to kind of build around. So he is a good... I'm happy with him as our first champion, albeit not necessarily thrilled. So with that all booked, in fact, and I'm also going to end that feud. I didn't think to do that, but I will. Yeah, so sorry, Mickey James, but ladder matches against our content. I mean, come on. There were plenty of ladder matches in the Attitude Era. Yeah. Okay, so am I going to keep... I'll keep the Eliza, Zara and Estella feud going. Allegro and the Briscoes, that's going to stay going. And the Battle Royal, I mean, I will probably end some stories here. No, actually, no, I won't, because I can do that in singles matches and so forth. Alright, I think we're there. Let's start the show. Okay, so the preview, 32, fine. Mickey James and Maya, 42, great. Maya, sorry. And the match itself, 48, great. Maya had an in-ring performance of 54. Mickey James, 69. So that's part of the reason why I'm keeping her on, because she's probably just a little bit better in the ring at the moment. And why she's champion, sorry. Match went on far too long for an eye candy match. Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay. They have great chemistry and showed in their performances. I kind of feel like I should have kept that going. Okay, so the Neve, Grady, Yohan Fable. Oh, and Mikey Novo he's part of Free Your Narrative, so as is Yohan Fable and Neve Cielo-Fox. So yeah, 33. So far so good. The angle with the newbies, Hyde, Braxis, Wolfgang Silva, and Icarus Hales and Riley Mead, 22. And both the new gimmicks adequate. Some of these recent new gimmicks are just not really settling well. So, and the match itself, 12. Oh, Grady Kendoll in-ring performance of 12. Yohan Fable 10. And I'm giving Grady a heck of a push, but is he justifying it? No. So, this isn't good. Okay, so the EC3, James Storm, Doug Williams segment 47. That's good. The segment with AKA Linus Finkel, Fidel Quebrada, Cesar Buenavista, Nate Hamilton, Clout and Piranha, 24. Okay. And then the triple threat match for the Promise title. Yeah, 42. Good. EC3 was the star. Yeah. Okay. Next segment. Okay, so the Triad angle segment rating 30. Now, just a prediction, but I don't think the match is going to get 30. I think it's going to get a lot lower than that. And I'm actually quite worried about this match. Okay, then the Dante Baltasar, Wilfredo Santos, Abadiah Melise, Blue Buzzard, Zanratsu and Scaramouche, 22. And the next button is we're going to see the Triad title match. I think that's going to be really low rated. 5, yeah. Had a feeling. I had them all kind of like protected and keep it simple and stuff like that, but it just... You say Ulysses Deus and Trojan have absolutely zero chemistry together. Oh dear. Okay. And then look at some of these performances in ring. The highlight was Dark Sheik with 23. UltraMantis Black 16. He should be doing better. I know he's a commentator, but he should be doing better than that. Kyra Ramos 12. Okay. That isn't good, is it? And it says that myself and Mauro Ranallo have pretty good chemistry when calling matches together. I mean, is UltraMantis Black with a performance, in-ring performance of 16? Yes, he wasn't with the best athletes, but can I justify keeping him around? Yes, he's a very good colour commentator, but so am I. Got to think about that. Okay, the angle, Taryn and Tessa, 42, that's good. And the match itself was slightly lower, 31. Tessa Blanchard was a much better performer in the ring, though. Should we really have put the belt on Taryn with that performance? Maybe not. Might need to course correct pretty quickly. And then these guys continue to get bad ratings. 17 rating. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, 78 people watched this in 229, the venue. I think that's in the north of England or south of England. I can't remember. South of England, I think that is. Alright, and then this Battle Royal. Isabel Brunzel. 19. Wilfredo Santos was slowed by injury somewhat. Franklin Cialis really off his game. Riley Mead really off his game. The chaos of the match helped hide how badly everyone's performing. So, yeah, it could have been worse, this. It could have been worse, but I think I chose well with the chaos. I think it was like mayhem I chose, didn't I? Alright. And then the Allegro and Briscoes storyline. The hype segment got a 33, and the match itself got 38, which is better. Mark Briscoe 39, Jay Briscoe 42, Hendry 24, Quinlan Forte 25. Okay. Okay. So yeah, the Briscoes much better performance. I might have also made a bit of a mistake. I'll explain next time. Segment rate 22 for the women. Zyra Gallo, language barrier, yeah. I think she's got something about her. She's got a lot of like star quality and things like that. But the fact that she doesn't speak English is a problem. And she can't wrestle, I don't think, so we might need to consider her future, at least for now. And then the match itself, 19. Estella had a good performance, 20. Neve Cielo-Fox, 28. She's one of the best. Eliza Rue, 14. I think she's got to go, probably. Zyra Gallo, 27. Zyra Gallo and Lisa Rue have absolutely zero chemistry as partners. See, this is a little bit of a test, really, because a lot of these wrestlers, because they're not very good in the ring, I've tried to hide them, and I've really kind of booked our already established talent. But when you actually see these performances, you think some of these need to actually be cleared out to make way for others. And in a month, we've built up quite a big roster, and I think the production line won't slow. So I do think we can start to sort of churn people quite a bit and really hopefully get a stronger roster and just make marginal gains each month. Next segment. The angle with Johnny Gargano and Joe Hennig, 50. Nice. Okay. That's very good. Considering neither is really a performance kind of guy. And just the next pay-per-view being announced got 42. And then the main event, 49. I was expecting better. Johnny Gargano, 54. Joe Hennig, 45. Type of match was a poor choice for this audience. I don't really get that. I mean, it's a ladder match. It's not exactly that extreme, is it? You know? It's not like a flaming barbed wire match. And this is an Attitude Era type product, so I find that very confusing. But anyway, we've got, our first Supreme Champion, Johnny Gargano. So we will finish the show. And I'm just curious what our buy rate and stuff was. Overall rating was 47, which is good. We're on a slight upward curve, albeit progress might be fairly slow. But we keep increasing our popularity, so that's positive. I'm going to make a speech. I'm going to say... I'm going to give Tessa some praise because she wasn't happy about losing, to be honest. I'm going to protect James Storm a little bit as well, I think. Yeah. And then, who else? I might actually criticise our man, Grady Kendoll. Told that he could do better. She's pleased. James Storm pleased. Grady Kendoll annoyed. Sorry, mate, but you need to perform better for the push that I'm giving you. You know, he's beaten quite a few people. He's been undefeated. He even beat EC3 in his first match, so I need to see better in the ring. Even though Yohan Fable is not a good in-ring worker, so yeah. So we'll just let this process and see our buy rate. And I suspect as well, the rate of just the amount of trainees, graduates that are coming through, I suspect we might have some more decisions to make. Oh no, no one is going to sign. But, yeah. EC3 is left ROH, Joe Hendry is left ROH. And then Crown and Glory 1 viewing figures. we are stuck on this figure, aren't we? 4,200. We're just stuck on that figure. If anyone has some advice on how to kind of push this up, how to really get us moving. But yeah, just to bring things to an end, I'm obviously looking at this roster. And remember, I've got 12 wrestlers that are signed, existing wrestlers. Now, I'm allowed to only have these 12 at a time. There's also 6 who are in non-wrestling positions who actually, and a couple of them can actually wrestle. So I've slightly contravened the rules, but it's fine. It counts. Doug Williams, of course, is a road agent. Mickey James, the same. UltraMantis Black is colour commentator. So those are 3 of the 6 non-wrestling roles who are in-ring performers. But this is at any one time. So although I'm not allowed to add to this number, I can replace. So I have to actually consider someone like Doug Williams, for instance. He's going to retire in less than 3 months. In 3 months' time. So he hasn't had the best of performances. And yes, there's a lot of assets that he has. But can I do better? I think we saw at the start when I was putting together the roster that there's a few guys who were on like non-compete sort of deals. I've got a couple in mind very specifically who I'm hugely interested in. And obviously to sign them, we need to make way for them by releasing a couple of our established wrestlers. So aside from that, I also have to think, this is a big roster now. There's a lot going on. And that's not exactly the worst thing. I don't really want to go too much smaller than this roster because I like having a fast-paced kind of lots of options. But a lot of these wrestlers aren't very good in the ring. They've got great performance stats, some of them. But in the ring, most of them are very poor. And it's bringing the shows down. And the question is, do I use our established wrestlers more and just reduce the use of these trainees? these graduates, sorry. I don't know, is the answer. So I might have to think about letting some of these guys go, particularly if we get better ones in. So there we are. That is Crown and Glory. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, any kind of feedback, any comments, any suggestions would be much, much appreciated. So please don't be shy. I'd love to hear from you. And I'll see you next time. Adios.